Hi, good morning students. So in electrostatics, we completed almost all the concepts, that means including the conducting planes also we completed. And in the conducting plates, as I said, we discussed some more models when we were discussing about the capacitors, right? I think just you have got an idea about the how to take the charge distribution when the number of plates are placed parallel to each other, and what will happen when one of the plate is connected to the ground, right? And now let us see in electrostatics, finally we discuss one of the method which we call image method, like which is required if suppose here I am taking this this is a conducting very large conducting plane here which is grounded. This conducting plane is grounded and here I am placing a point charge here plus Q, say at a distance of L from this. So now my question is, what is the force acting on this point charge due to that conducting plane? We know due to this conducting plate, some charges will be induced on this conducting plate due to this point charge here. This side negative charge will be induced on this side, positive charge will be induced. And so that there is some interaction between this point charge and this plane here, right? And so now as it is grounded, then charge distribution will be different. Here some negative charge will be there, and so that finally some attractive force will be there on this positive charge here, right? And so now we need to find that positive charge. We need to find the force acting on that positive charge. Then for that actually a very lengthy calculation is required here, and which is beyond the scope of this IIT JEE also. That means we need to apply the Poisson's equation or Laplace calculation to find this force acting on this point charge if you want to find. And instead of that, we use a method called image method. So image method in electrostatics. Right? So the image method in electrostatics is also not actually required for the IIT JEE also, and even for the advanced also, but it should have an idea about that. In engineering, definitely we will learn about this image method in detail. And what is that, what is that Laplace equation or Poisson's equation in electrostatics? You will discuss all those equations, and you will know more about this image method also. Just here I will give an idea, basic idea how to apply that image method here. And so now simply if suppose this is the question, that means now here the image method is nothing but we are going to replace that Laplace or Poisson's equation, which is a lengthy calculation here, just by taking that image method. And so in that image method, so we can define that image method as the image method in which that given charge configuration above a conducting plate or near a grounded conducting plate can be replaced by the given charge configuration itself and its image, and the conducting plane is replaced by the equipotential surface. Like suppose what I am saying here is, here I am taking a conducting plate. Let us take this as one conducting plate and which is grounded here. And now here this point charge, the given point charge configuration is given like this. This is a point charge given at a distance of L above this. So now, right? Now in image method, what we are going to say is, in the image method, if you want to apply for this configuration, we have to replace this given system with the given charge configuration. Whatever the given charge is there, that given charge we need to consider here, right? At the same location, that means say L, we are taking this whatever the given charge. If given charge point charge is given, we consider the point charge. If some extended object is given, we consider the extended object. So that means we consider the given charge configuration itself and its image. That means now we need to treat this as a mirror. If you are taking that as a mirror, we know what image will be formed here. And it behaves like a plane mirror, and in plane mirror you know that image will be equal distance from that object. So at the same distance L, So then image means now here minus q we should consider here. Opposite charge density will be there. If it is positive charge, then image will be negative. If the given charge is negative, then image will be positive. So like that. And now that means we are replacing the given charge configuration with the charge configuration itself and its image, and we are replacing this conducting plane with the equipotential surface. Now this will become equipotential surface here. This line, dotted line, what we are replacing instead of this conducting plane, we are just drawing the dotted line here. And so now this dotted line will be an equipotential surface. That you know already, if you just draw the field lines, you will get an idea. Or if these two are like opposite charges here, the potential at this point is nothing but 0, right? Because potential due to positive charge and negative charge will be cancelled at this point here. That means at any point on this conducting plane. And so that you can consider that as an equipotential surface. And so now that means now these two configurations are same. The given this configuration we can convert into like this. Now the force between these two conducting plane and this point charge is same as that of the force between this given point charge and its image. Or whatever the calculation we need to do, we can do that calculations there. Like suppose simply here I am taking that force here, right? And so just to mention that about that image method. In the image method, so first write about this. In the image method, the given charge configuration above a grounded conducting plane, is replaced by the given charge configuration itself, comma its image, and the conducting plate is replaced by an equipotential surface. So that means that is the image method, changing the given configuration into image method here. So for example, this is the given configuration and we are converting like this. If suppose some extended object is given, like suppose here I am taking this extended object in the sense so this is again the conducting plane here. Here I am taking this, this is a positive charged rod here. A positive charged rod is placed like this. Now when you are converting this into image, so this is a given positive charged rod and its image we need to represent like this. So with the opposite charge density, suppose it is having plus lambda, then this will be having minus lambda, right? And so now this will be that this given system can be converted like this. Now whatever the force or whatever the field and whatever the potential we want to calculate at any point due to the resultant of these two, you can calculate the same values due to the resultant of these two here. So that is a simplicity when you are converting this into when you are converting it its image. Now similarly, suppose if here I am taking this, let us consider another example. I am taking a conducting, that means if this is a conducting plane again, which is grounded. Here I am taking a spherical charge distribution. So this is having some charge q, plus q. Now the given charge configuration we can convert this as, so just this is a sphere. Let us say it is having some plus q at the same distance, like for example here from the center, here the distance is a, then here also from the center its distance will be a, and then its image will be having this opposite charge density minus q, and the distance from the center will be again a. So like that. So that means that is the image method here. If point charge is given like this, then we can replace the point charge into this method. And if a rod is given having some charge density plus lambda is given like this, then we can convert its image like this. And similarly, if a spherical charge distribution is given here, then we can convert its spherical charge distribution here. If it is plus q minus q, if it is plus lambda minus lambda, if it is again plus q and minus q. So like that we need to convert that given system into image, right? And now here let us see the any calculations regarding this. Now suppose if I ask the force between this conducting plane or force acting on the point charge here. So write this as a problem. Find, that means this is a given configuration. A point charge q is placed at a distance of L. If you want to write the data, write it as a problem. A point charge q is placed at a distance L from the large conducting plate which is grounded, is placed at a distance L from the large conducting plate which is grounded. Then find force acting on the point charge. That is the first question. Find the force acting on the point charge. The second one, find amount of work done in displacing the given charge, given point charge from the given position to infinity. From the given position to infinity. That means we are displacing this charge from here to infinity, right? So we need to calculate this, how much work done is required. So first let us see the force. So now this is the image conversion. So first we discussed already, this is a given configuration. So we are converting that into image. So that means this is a given configuration of the charge we need to consider, and its image minus q, and at the same distance L from the plane. And now we replace this conducting plate with this equipotential surface. And so now force directly we can write as the force acting on this conducting plane, force acting on this point charge due to the conducting plane is exactly same as that of force acting on this point charge due to this minus q here. So the force acting on point charge I can write as, so force acting on point charge, so we can write this as K into Q into, means Q square, magnitude of force, that will be an attractive force, into R square. Now R is nothing but 2L. So 2L square you will get. So finally I can write this as Q square by 16 pi epsilon naught L square you will get. And this will be an attractive force. So this direction will be of the direction of the force, because here also we discussed already, induced charge will be there, so this side negative charge will be there. So due to that negative charge, attractive force will be there, and the same force will be there here also. So that force will be attractive, and that is the attractive force here, right? And now here, suppose if you want to find the amount of work done. So when you are calculating amount of work done, so let us consider we are displacing the charge slowly here. And at any instant, let's suppose x be the distance of the charge now, right? So we are displacing the charge slowly, right? And so at any instant, I am taking this distance as x. And then here also the distance will become x here, right? That means at that instant the image, when it is we are displacing the charge slowly here, we are displacing this charge like this by applying some external force. So this external force will be like this. We are applying some external force, and this attractive force will be like this. That means this is electrostatic force. So electrostatic force will be in downward direction, attractive force, and the external force will be in upward direction. We are displacing it slowly. At some instant, it is at a distance of x, right? And so now Similarly, its image will be like this. Now the force at that instant and the work done we need to write here. So I will write here. So the force acting on the charge at that instant. So this is the second part here. When charge is at a distance of x, from the plate, right? So you can write this as the force F is equal to kq square by 2x whole square. So which is nothing but I can write as kq square by 4x square. And now here this amount of force will be equal to the external force because we are displacing the charge slowly, so that there is no acceleration for this charge here, right? And so now this force is the external force, and so therefore I can write this work done as is equal to dW is equal to F external into dx displacement into cos 0, right? That is work done by the external force. And therefore this total work done I can write as integral of kq square by 4x square into dx. And x varies from L to infinity. Because initially the separation is L, now we are displacing from L to infinity. You can simplify this. So it is kq square by 4 into integral of 1 by x square means you know that is minus 1 by x, and limits are from L to infinity. And you can substitute that limits and you can simplify this. And so that its value will be kq square by 16 pi, then k is not there, I am substituting that k value. Then it will be kq square by 16 pi epsilon naught into L, right? So that will be the work done here. Work done in displacing the charge slowly from infinity to that point, L to infinity. So you can also actually calculate the fields due to this configuration or potential. Any calculations you can do, but such a calculations are not required for us. Only just I think that force calculation will be sufficient for us. Just if you know the idea about this image method, that is sufficient. They never asked a question based on this, but you should know the basic idea about this image method also. And next, similarly, suppose I am taking the situation like I will give two problems and solve them. This is a conducting plane. So here the charges will be like minus q plus q charges are there, and they are at a distance of L by 2 from here, and separation between these two charges will be L, right? So let us take this is the charge here and this is the charge B. Now our question is in the given configuration, we'll write that problem. 2 point charges plus q and minus q, 2 point charges plus q and minus q are placed at the separation L from each other, and L by 2 from the conducting plate as shown in figure. Then find the net force acting on the negative charge. Then find the net force acting on the negative charge, and also find resultant electric field at the midpoint of these two charges. Right? So just I will draw the image here. So here itself I am drawing that image. So that image I can draw like this. This is the plane I am taking here, equipotential surface. So here one charge will be there, plus q, and here minus q will be there. This distance is L by 2 is given from the conducting plate. So then for this image will be there here at a distance L by 2. And now the charge will be, corresponding charge will be plus q. Here the charge is, given charge is minus q, and so its image will be plus q. And so now here the charge will be minus q will get, right? And so that means now simply this is the case like the four charges are placed at the corners of a square, right? Now it forms a complete square here. The charges, or these two charges, are having same same nature, minus q and minus q. These two diagonally opposite charges are identical here. And now our only question is the find the force acting on this. So just we know already principle of superposition, and you can apply the principle of superposition there. Like simply I am taking the situation like this. So this is the minus q here, and so this is the plus q, and this is the plus q, and here it is minus q, right? And so now the force I am taking this as the force due to this charge will be attractive, that will be say like this F1, and force due to this charge minus q will be, plus q will be attractive. I am taking that as F2 like this, and the force between these two will be repulsive. So that force will be F3 will be like this. And we know already, we know the how to write the magnitudes of the F1, F2, F3. We discussed already in the beginning of this topic itself. So I can write this F1 is equal to F2 is equal to kq square by L square. And F3 is equal to kq square by, this distance will be root 2L. So then root 2L whole square means 2L square, which I can write as F1 by 2 we can write, right? And so now the resultant of F1 and F2. A resultant of F1 and F2. If you find the resultant of F1 and F2, I am taking that as F dash, and the resultant of these two forces will be like this. The F dash value will be like this. And so now its F dash value we can write as under root of F1 square plus F2 square. So which we can write as root 2 F1, because F1 and F2 both are equal. You can replace that F2 with the F1, and then, right? Then next what we can write is the resultant of these two values we need to write here. The resultant of those two values means you can observe this F dash value will be larger than that of this F3. This is root 2 times F1, and it is F1 by 2. And so both are opposite each other. Therefore the net force I can write as F dash minus F3 we can write. So root 2 F1 minus F1 by 2. So then I can write this as root 2 minus 1 by 2 into F1 we can write. Therefore the finally we can write this net force as kq square by 2L square into 2 root 2 minus 1. Right? And so that is the force acting on this, and we know already all the charges are like charges. That means this is also like positive charge and this is also positive charge. Then this force, this F dash will also be in the direction of F3. Then you will get simply plus sign there. That we solved already such a type of problem there. And so that is a force calculation, right? And in this our next question is we need to find the electric field at this point here, at the midpoint of these two charges. The electric field at that point they are asking. So I will draw the diagram again. So I can write this as so this is a square, given square with the images, the given charges and along with their images, minus q, and this is plus q and minus q, right? So our point is here. At this point, at the midpoint, we need to find the electric field. Now we can write electric field due to this charge will be away from the charge, say E1, and electric field due to this charge will be E2, due to this charge E2, and it is towards the negative charge. And next, electric field due to this charge we need to find here, and this charge will be positive, and so you will get like this E3, and electric field due to this charge we need to write here, this is negative charge, so negative charge means towards the charge. So like this. This is E4. And you can write those expressions, you can simplify this. Just I will write the expressions and then you can simplify this. And then suppose I am taking, that means let us take this distance, this is L by 2. And now this side we need to write here, this is L. So then this side, suppose I am taking this as R, then that R value we can write as Pythagoras theorem, simply I am applying L square by 4 we can write. And so I can write this as root 5 by 2 L. And we need the angle also here. I am taking this angle as theta. And so then cos theta, for example, if I write cos theta value, there is L by R value, that R is nothing but root 5 by 2 L. So that means 2 by root 5. And similarly, let us write this sin theta value, L by 2 by or root 5 by 2 L. So that means the 2 will be cancelled. I can write this as 1 by root 5. So that is sin theta and cos theta values. I think you can do the further simplifications there. I will write the values and you can simplify that. I will write the magnitudes of the E1, E2 and E3 values, E4 values. So that is nothing but I can write this as E1 and E2 both are equal in magnitude, right? Because the magnitude of the charge will be same and the distance is also same. This distance will be simply L by 2 you will get. And so then this value I can write as KQ square by, KQ by L square, that means L by 2 whole square. And so this will be 4KQ by L square you will get. KQ by R square formula simply. And next similarly this E3 and E4 are also equal in magnitude. These two are also equal in magnitude because distance is same for both of them and magnitude of the charges will be same for both of them. And so then I can write this as KQ by now R square. R square means this value. So that means that is root 5 L by 2 whole square. So which you can write as 4 KQ by 5 L square, right? So that means we can write these values as simply E1 by 5. Because already E1 means 4 KQ by L square. So then just additionally this 5 is there. So I can write like that. Now just resolve them into components and I can find these values there. Like suppose I am finding the resultant x component. X component of the field I am finding here. These two are along positive x direction. So I can write like E1 plus E2 minus, now their component will be sin theta component you will get. This angle is theta and this angle will be theta. And so then this angle sin theta component you will get and for this also sin theta component you will get. E3 sin theta minus E4 sin theta. So this further we can simplify this as 2E1 minus 2E3 sin theta. These two are equal, I am replacing them and these two E4 and E3 are also equal in magnitude. So therefore this Ex is equal to 2E1 minus E3 means again you can write in terms of that. So E1 by 5 and into sin theta. The sin theta is nothing but 1 by root 5. So you can simplify this, Ex value will get here. So that 2E1 of 5 root 5 minus 1 by 5 root 5. Right? So this is our x component. And E1 means you can finally substitute that E1 value there. Next similarly y component of the field if you want to find. So y component of the field is nothing but, you can observe this, if I write the y component of the field there, that means E3 cos theta minus E4 cos theta we need to write. Because E3 cos theta will be in upward direction, E4 cos theta will be in downward direction. And we discussed already, these two are equal in magnitude, and therefore this value will be, y component of this field will be 0. Therefore our net field is nothing but our Ex only. And you can substitute that Ex value here. 2 into 5 root 5 minus 1 by 5 root 5 into this eval is kq square 4q square by 4q by L square you can write. And so finally I am substituting that 2q by pi epsilon naught L square into this value 5 root 5 minus 1 by 5 root 5. So this calculation will be the basic calculation only, which we saw already in the beginning, like electric field to the point charges. The only concept is we need to take the image here. Instead of the given object, we need to take that image. And I will take one more example here so that you will get more clarity about this image method. And further, just I will explain, you can derive these expressions there, either force or field calculations. Like suppose here that conducting plate is given like this. So that means they are perpendicular, like it is similar to that of two plane mirrors are placed perpendicular to each other. Two plane mirrors are placed perpendicular to each other. So like this. So this is a positive charge here. I am placing a positive charge, say at a distance of L from this each mirror. This is L and this distance is also L. Right? And so now we need to find the net force acting on this charge here. We need to find net force acting on this point charge. It's a simple calculation only, once if you form the image here. And for this actually, if you have idea about the image formed by the plane mirrors, then this will be easy for us. So then, or generally also we can answer this question just by taking image formed by the mirror, simple image formed by the mirror concepts. So see this, I am taking this one charge here, given charge, and this now actually this is a plane. That means we need to represent it as a just equipotential surface. I will represent like equipotential surface. Right? So then this distance is L and this distance is also L. So now what we need to write is image. So we know its image will be formed here. Say at a distance L and this charge will be negative. Right? This distance will be L again. And next similarly due to this here one charge will be there here. One image will be there minus Q. Right? At a distance of L. Next, so next here is one more image will be formed. That means actually when two mirrors are perpendicular to each other and if you are placing an object in front of them, then you will get three images, right? And so now the three images is nothing but actually what we can say is how the three images formed means for this plane mirror, this object will act as that means this charge will act as one object, so its image is formed here. And for similarly for this will act as one object and its image will be formed here, right? Next, for this mirror, if you are taking this as a mirror, now for this mirror, this also acts as an object here, right? Virtual object. And so then it forms the image here. So its image will be formed at a distance like this. So it is at a distance of say L from this, and so then at a distance of 2L, now the image will be formed here. Now, or otherwise you can also consider that image as that image you can also consider it as image formed by this mirror, image of this virtual object formed by this mirror. This mirror also will form the image of this and both will coincide here, which will form here. And so this charge, can you say the sign of this charge now? Whether it is positive or negative? That means actually this is not the direct image of this, right? It is the image of either this charge, or you can consider this as the image of this charge. Both the images will coincide at this point here. And so this charge must be having this positive charge opposite to this. Got it? And so now this distance will be 2L, this total distance. And so this is 2L and this is 2L. Now simply you need to find the force acting on this. So we got the similar to our previous configuration here. You will get the same magnitude of the force also, right? So do the force calculation here, which we derived already. Like that simply in our standard formula of the square, you will get the negative sign there. So then solve this. The force between these two will be repulsive, and this F1 and F2 will be like this. Suppose I am taking this as F1 attractive like this, and F2 attractive like this, and force between them will be repulsive like this, F3. And you can do that calculations there, right? And simply the distance of this side of the square will be 2L, you will get there. So that is a simple image method to find the force between a conducting plane and a point charges or the given charge distribution. So if the conducting plane, if you are taking, the charge distribution will be there on this. And if you want to calculate directly the force of the field calculations due to that induced charge on this conducting plane, it's a lengthy calculation, which actually it is our out of the syllabus, we can say that. That means it is out of the JEE syllabus. That means we need to apply the Poisson's or Laplace equations. And so instead of that, we can follow simply this image method like this. I think all of you understand this method easily. Just we are taking the image and we are finding our usual calculation. That means point charge configuration we are getting. Just we are applying either force or electric field formula, which we solved in the beginning of this topic. Such a similar problems we will get now, right? So then with this class, we are finishing this total electrostatics, all the concepts in that electrostatics. So as I said, this electrostatics is a very important, and even if you are having still any doubts, and revise that, watch the video again, that particular video again, and solve the problems based on this. And you wrote already, that means many tests basing on this electrostatics, and revise those papers also where you are doing the mistakes, you can identify those. That means you can identify the concepts where it is not clear to you, right? It is somewhat easy only in one angle, because some concepts are similar to that of gravitation. And as I saying here the gravitation, here I will explain one more problem, the application of the Gauss line gravitation, right? So let us see the Gauss line gravitation. So with this I will finish this topic. Right? And so we know in electrostatics we define that flux in terms of the flux like this. So in electrostatics we define this electric flux is equal to this Gauss law is given by this electric flux is equal to, we can write this as integral of E bar dot ds bar, right, is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the charge enclosed. Now we are going to convert that into in terms of the gravitation. So in gravitation, Gauss law can be expressed as, that means we are modifying it, we are simply modifying into the gravitation concepts. So Gauss law can be expressed as integral of E bar dot ds bar. Now this is the gravitation field, Eg I am representing, which is the meaning of gravitational field. Here it is the electric field, and now here it is E bar dot ds bar is equal to minus 4 pi g. Now instead of this 1 by epsilon naught, now we will get the sign here, minus 4 pi g into this M in the sense mass enclosed here. So there is a Gauss line gravitation. Where M in is mass enclosed. Mass enclosed by Gaussian surface. So mass enclosed by the Gaussian surface here. So that is a Gauss line electrostatics here. So instead of gravitation. So instead of this 1 by epsilon naught, we need to take that as because here the proportionality constant in basic electrostatics is, that means in Coulomb's law is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, right? And in gravitation it is G. So instead of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, here only this epsilon naught is there. So that here we are getting that 4 pi. That how we are getting that total conversion is total not required. So just you need to remember like this. Here this 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is to be replaced by minus 4 pi G. This G is our universal gravitational constant, right? And this negative sign, why this negative sign introduced means when you are doing the calculation you will get the clarity. Or I can simply explain that here the electric field due to the positive charge will be away from the charge, and area vector will also be outward direction we will consider for a given Gaussian closed surface, right? But whereas if you are taking the gravitational field, these two are gravitation will be always inwards you will get, that means gravitational field will be towards the mass which is producing that field, and this area vector will be outwards you will get. And so here you will get this opposite sign, and so then here you will get a one more negative sign, and this negative sign will be cancelled on both sides there finally. So this is the similar to this Gauss line electrostatics, we can express the Gauss line gravitation like this. Whenever it is required, you can use this. So integral of E bar dot ds bar, here E means Eg I am taking, which is a gravitational field, meaning is gravitational field, and this is minus 4 pi epsilon minus 4 pi G into M in. M in means like Q in, M in I am taking, mass enclosure by the Gaussian surface. So let us take one problem based on this. You will get the clarity how to apply this Gauss law for this gravitation. So here that means now here our problem is like we are assuming the earth has to be infinite plane, thick plane of some thickness T, which we need to find actually here. Having the same density as that of our present earth, right? So whatever the density is there, with the same density, we know in the beginning the earth is assumed to be flat, like a plane, thick plane. And so now we are taking that assumption. And finally it was concluded it is like similar to that of a spherical in shape. And so now we are taking the like earth is an infinite plane, thick plane having some thickness T, and its density is same as that of our present density. Now this it's a very long plane. Now we are taking the earth means it will be a very long plane. You can treat that as infinite plane. Now the acceleration due to gravity will be same as that of on the surface of our present earth. Acceleration due to gravity at any point. Here acceleration due to gravity is nothing but you can say it's a field. In gravitation we already discussed that the gravitation field on the surface of the earth is nothing but we will get acceleration due to gravity only. Because on the surface of the earth we know this Gm by R square is our formula, either for G or for electric field, gravitation field. That means gravitation field is nothing but acceleration due to gravity at that point there, right? And so now here that acceleration due to gravity or the electric gravitation field, whatever you can consider, that will be same as that on the surface of the earth. So we need to find the thickness of this plane here. How much thickness should be there so that it produces the same gravitational field as that of the present earth. So write that problem. Assume earth is to be a thick infinite plane. Earth is to be a thick infinite plane having same density as that of the present Earth, having same density as that of the present Earth. Find the thickness of the infinite plane. Find the thickness of the infinite plane. If acceleration due to gravity, in brackets you may write field, gravitational field. Acceleration due to gravity due to this infinite plane, is same as that of acceleration due to gravity on the surface of the Earth. Acceleration due to gravity on the surface of the Earth. Earth in the sense that is spherical, original. So that means that is our question here. So then in electrostatics, that means simply here what we need to calculate here is due to this infinite plane. This we need to consider it as infinite plane. Infinite plane, just we need to find the gravitational field, right? So that gravitational field should be equated to that of our g, acceleration to gravity on the surface of the Earth, because that is a given condition. So that means, so due to this infinite plane, we need to find simply the gravitational field for an external point. And so now that calculation we know already in the electrostatics how to solve when such a plane is given. So when such a plane is given, how to take the Gaussian surface? We take the Gaussian surface in the form of a cylinder, right? So here I am taking this Gaussian surface in the form of a cylinder like this. So I am taking this Gaussian surface in the form of a cylinder like this, right? And now the flux calculation we need to do, and before doing this flux calculation, let us identify the direction of this gravitation field. The gravitation field will be, we know always it will be directed towards the mass, and so now here the gravitation field will be like this, and this area vector will be like this. You can consider this area as some ds I am taking here. Now similarly here this gravitation field will be along this direction and ds will be along this direction. Got it? Now we can observe this. This is the reason why we are getting the negative sign in the formula there. So then here if I consider here for any curved surface, for this cylinder, this is about the plane surface we discussed there. This gravitation field and the area vector both are opposite each other. And now for this curved surface, which if we consider, that area vector will be ds will be like this and our field will be like this. And so they are perpendicular to each other. And so flux through the curved surface will be 0. And only flux to the plane surface will be there. So I can write this as, so total flux, gravitational flux, now it is, total flux can be expressed as flux through the curved surface plus 2 times the flux through the plane surface, right? Because 2 planes are there. So just I am taking the twice the flux through the plane surface. And so now flux through the curved surface will be 0. So this I can write as flux through the curved surface will be 0 plus 2 into then Eg into, suppose that area I am taking as S, into cos 180, right? Because they are opposite each other. Therefore this flux we can write as minus 2 into Eg into S. Now Gauss law in gravitation. So Gauss law in gravitation. So Gauss law in gravitation can be expressed as, which we mentioned now, integral of E bar dot Eg bar dot ds bar is equal to, that means this is the total flux which we calculated already. This will be equal to minus 4 pi g into mass enclosed. And so now let us use this formula here. Now this is our formula. Now this flux calculation we already did. So then it is minus 2 Eg into S is equal to minus 4 pi g into Now mass enclosed we need to write. So mass enclosed by the Gaussian surface is nothing but mass present here. So that I can write as volume into density. So that volume I can write as S into T. S is the cross-sectional area we are assuming, cross-sectional area of this plane surface, and the T is the thickness we are taking, right? S into T into rho. And therefore this is this acceleration due to gravity. Now we can observe the negative sign will be cancelled on both sides. So the gravitation field will be equal to, means minus you can cancel, and S also you can cancel here, and 2 also you can cancel. And so I can write this as 2 pi g into T into rho, right? So that will be the gravitation field there. So actually this gravitation field is nothing but our acceleration due to gravity, right? So then I will do the remaining calculation here. So now the given condition is given that Eg is equal to G on the surface of earth. So now this, therefore I can write this as 2 pi g into T into rho is equal to, on the surface of earth, in terms of density I am writing. You know that G is equal to Gm by R square formula. This just we need to write in terms of this density. So 4 by 3 pi into G into R into rho you will get, right? Just I am converting this mass as volume, 4 by 3 pi R cube. In that R cube this R square will be cancelled, R cube into rho. So then you will get that expression. So just I am taking like that, because in terms of density we need that. And so now we can do the calculations here. Therefore simplification, that rho you can cancel and G will be cancelled. So then T is equal to 2 by 3 R or 2R by 3. So that means now that will be the thickness of the this conducting plane there. That means plane, thick plane. If the plane is having this much of thickness, then it produces the same gravitation field as that of our present earth on the surface here. So where R is the radius of the earth. So like that we can apply this Gauss-Lane gravitation also. And particularly for this type of problem, this Gauss-Lane gravitation is required there. So that is Gauss-Lane gravitation, right? So that means with this we are finishing this electrostatics topic. From the next class onwards, we will discuss about the current electricity. And after the current electricity, I will discuss about the capacitors, because in some books you may get the capacitors in electrostatics in materials. But here, while if I not the capacitors, finding the equivalent capacitance will be somewhat difficult. So because we find current electricity, we will discuss about finding the different methods to find the equivalent resistance. So if once the equivalent resistance calculations are completed, then you can easily find the equivalent capacitance there, and we can apply such some principles based on that current electricity there. Easily you can understand, or easily you can find the equivalent. So after the current electricity, I will explain this capacitors, and followed by this RC circuits, the capacitance and resistance circuits. Thank you.